Elara's Song of the Bluebird. Elara felt like she lived inside a bubble made of whispers. While the world outside was loud and bright, she preferred the quiet corners of her garden where the shadows felt like soft, protective blankets. She often felt that if she spoke too loudly, she might simply disappear into the air. From her window, Elara watched the other children in the neighborhood. They were like kites dancing in the wind, tethered to nothing but their own laughter and the sun. Elara wanted to dance too, but her feet felt heavy with the weight of all the words she was too afraid to say. One morning, in the tangled wild of her backyard, Elara heard a tiny, rhythmic sound. Behind a large, silver fern, she found something unusual. It was a bird no bigger than a plum, its feathers the color of a summer twilight. This was Pip, and his wing was caught in a stray garden vine. Elara's heart hammered against her ribs, but she didn't run away. She reached out, her fingers moving with the gentleness of falling snow. She worked slowly to untangle the vine, whispering soft, wordless sounds to keep the little bird calm as he shivered. With a final tug, Pip was free. He didn't fly away immediately. Instead, he hopped onto Elara's index finger and let out a series of musical, silver whistles. He tilted his head, waiting for Elara to speak back. She opened her mouth, but the words stayed huddled in her throat. Pip tugged at Elara's sleeve with his tiny beak and pointed his head toward the tall gates of the neighborhood park. He needed to find the great oak to meet his family, but he wasn't strong enough to fly high yet. To help him, Elara would have to step out of her quiet corners. With Pip perched on her shoulder like a living jewel, Elara stepped into the park. The air smelled of freshly cut grass and the shouting of games. Every time someone looked her way, she felt Pip nuzzle her ear, his tiny heartbeat steady and brave against her skin. A boy named Luca stopped his ball as they passed. He stared at the vibrant blue bird, his eyes wide with wonder. He wanted to ask about the creature, but he stayed quiet, sensing the stillness that surrounded the girl. Pip chirped loudly and flapped his wings, drawing Luca closer. Elara saw Luca's wonder and felt a sudden spark of courage. "His name is Pip," she said. The words were small and a little shaky, but they were hers. "I helped him when he was stuck." Luca smiled, and suddenly the park didn't feel so loud or frightening to Elara anymore. By the time the sun began to dip, Pip was strong enough to fly to the very highest branch of the great oak. Elara didn't go back to her quiet corners that evening. She stayed in the golden light, teaching Luca how to whistle, just like a twilight bird.